Just tells you how bad things are. We don't care about that. I was telling you about Alfredo Oyawuna. He was a Rashidi Ekini of the 50s and 60s. He's in first. Like I go regularly to his house. He's in there. He said he will never beg Nigeria for anything. He's gone almost blind. You don't do this. Listen, they're not saying bring money for their feeding.
Just like I said, this goes beyond a handshake and a flag. I want to keep stressing that.
In as much as I commend this award and this recognition, like I said, a sportsman only needs recognition. But I also frown at the time when some people and some journalists make the insinuation that somebody represented Nigeria, so anytime he sneezes or he coughs, Nigeria must pay for
No, that's different from what we are saying.
So I guess I just want to clarify that because everybody has worked for the country in one way or the other. As a journalist, you're doing your work, you're helping promote the country. People that are doing businesses are helping the country. Even politicians, like them or hate them, some of them are projecting the image of the country. So we even have some politicians in the back in the days that didn't even the country necessarily does not have to.
No, because they're getting paid. Like the players are getting $10,000.
They do get paid.
That is the skew. So we look at the imbalance in our we're talking about the awards and awards. But let us brighten a little bit. We're going back to yesterday and the day before yesterday. There was a grand entrance, just like what Enee is talking about branding. Grand entrance by the one and only Usain Bolt. How he entered that stadium on a rocket, a rocket car. He has entered it. I think it was in Germany. He got into the stadium on a sports car, on a Formula 1 car. And what? So if we can see Usain Bolt coming in, and then we shall also talk about that Blessing Okagbari. It's, he is here. Today is athletics. So if we could see, the grand entrance of Usain Bolt, so that we understand what it is, not just football. Here he is. Usain. You say that is the race around, but we're still going to look, get the entrance, the grand entrance, the way he enters there, and also before we still go also look at how Blessing ran that race.
See, because Enee-Efiok is the expert, but let me just put this in before now. I've had a lot of people talked about Usain Bolt and drugs. Listen, he said over and over again that if you think you're going to catch him using drugs, you're going to wait a long time. Listen, but at the end of the day, innocent until proven guilty. I have some documentaries of Usain Bolt training. There was a time he was pushed so hard, he was vomiting. Listen, until you catch him, he's not using it.
But yes, and Kada should just come to him because a former speaker in the segment before this, one of your journalists spoke about how can he be running and looking at people. They are exceptional talents. Yeah. I want to tell you, they really are exceptional talents. They're very good talents. There is a time, even when I was running her home, I was looking at my watch, and people will be wondering why you. So people are not the same in every kind of things. There are some writers that can write, and then you're there thinking of what to write, even one word, and they are put the whole grammar. They are put the whole grammar. So
I'm not cutting you, but you were in Jamaica.
Yes, I was in Jamaica, yes. and I was in Jamaica to see their secrets and to see what the Jamaicans can do.
Yes.
And I want to tell you now that for the next 10 years, except something miraculous happens, and that's the entrance of Usain Bolt in the Rockets, and it shows for the next 10 years we'll be seeing a lot of this entrance for Jamaicans because they are actually doing things in Jamaica. That, I mean, I saw a 15-year-old boy run 20.27.
If I'm correct, Americans train in Jamaica, don't they?
A few Americans do go to Jamaica because of the weather to train, but if you're an American, you're going to Jamaica, you're wasting your time because the Jamaican won't show you anything.
Yeah.
So I spoke to the Jamaicans and they train hard. as Kaide says, vomiting on training is not a new thing. I did that almost every day. So you must train hard. And when the draws come in, it gets to a point where the difference between winning and losing, the difference between $1 million and no dollar is just a nanosecond. And that's where people start getting tempted to take drugs. And at the end of the day, you just have to know that these drugs will always...
What did you find out in Jamaica that is different from what we are doing that we can replicate here?
There is one word they use in Jamaica. When I asked there's a principal of a school, I said, how can we, I want to know how we can replicate it in Nigeria. Yeah. He says it's non-replicable. It's not, you can't imitate, you can't replicate. There's nothing, if you can stay in Jamaica, you can't. And she says, when you watch the school championship, you will see what I mean. And I watched it, and I know it's impossible. Look,
it's a culture.
We can't do that. It's a culture that's been going on for 120 years. Now, you see a school championship where you see boys and girls less than from the ages 11 to 19, they come for a competition. You have 90,000 people fill a stadium, and you have the prime minister coming there every day, and you have the whole country stops for secondary school people to run. The whole country stops. You see, everybody has went to a secondary school, so you see everybody is supporting it. I'm in Kingston High College, and I was very interested because the champions and the defending champion was Calabar High School. And I went to University of Calabar, and I said, well, why is it called Calabar High School? And I said, yeah, because the missionary came from Calabar that formed the school, Calabar in Nigeria. So we have a connection. So it's a Calabar, and Calabar won it again. So it was a lot. It's somewhat going on. I don't know how. I don't think Nigerians can understand. People that like you and Kyrie that have been to the Olympics understand what you mean by 90,000 people in the stadium. Yeah. Nigeria, our biggest stadium is 60,000 in Abuja, and when it's full, we feel like we have crowd. For football. 90,000 people come and watch people in Form 1, Form 2 running. It's incredible. We can't replicate it. I'm sorry to say, I saw the formula, but I couldn't copy it. Okay,
don't talk to me. Talk to them. No, you talk. They're listening.
We must go back to the school sports. We must go back to schools. We must go back to the grassroots. We must develop it from the culture. We must make people interested in it.
I think it just goes,
that's the way it is.
I think it just goes beyond going back. You have to. I mean, look at how many stadiums do you actually see now that have these facilities? How many? I'm talking about facility. Hold on. Let me tell you. We had this argument before I came with my dad. Yeah. And she's watching. He was saying he had this argument with somebody. He said, if you go to the schools now, where are the facilities? Wait, hold on. If you go to the schools now, where are the facilities? The schools they are building now, they don't have facilities. We went to government schools. We went to federal schools. We had facilities. He went to military school. We had facilities. If you go to these schools nowadays, they don't have those facilities. So if you don't have,
the culture from school,
yes, now before you,
no, I very much agree with him in terms of facilities. So
if you don't have facilities,
but it doesn't go that far, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you one secret I found out. Jamaica doesn't have the facilities. Jamaica has one stadium. We have world-class stadium. In Delta State alone, we have 9. We have 9 stadiums. In Nigeria, we have 20. How many stadiums do they have in Kenya? How many stadiums do they have in Kenya? So it's culture, and it's not just altitude. Kenya is not the highest place in the world. All right. Culture and hard work.
We have 20, but run by who runs the stadium?
All right. Okay, let's come. There is any. Okay, you say you will give me this book. I don't want to steal them.
Well, this book is The Silver Lining.
Yes.
It's turning major setbacks into major victories. And it was a book I wrote when we won the Olympic silver medal, which has now been gold, turned to gold. But it's a story of how the problems we went through, the obstacles we crossed, and how the positive attitude made us, and hard work made us win our medal. So I know it is due for review, but
it will be reviewed as what? Golden lining. And then you said
I'm giving this 3 for some of your guests or your audience or people that are calling.
I won't give it to my guests. So my fans, for those of you at home who are calling at home,
yes.
Today maybe we'll look at those of you who called also, and then maybe next week also, those who have been following this show regularly, and then we'll give it to you here. This is courtesy of Enee. So the story of how we won that gold medal. Not that gold medal, the sort of how we won this gold medal. Enee, can I wear this?
You can wear it. You can wear it.
All right.
Your show is a golden show.
It's a golden
show for somebody who's never
won before. Here I am. Yes. It is not. No, it is. Enee said I should wear it. This is how they hold it at the Olympics, and that's how this is a golden program. I mean, Channel Sport on Sunday, #1 program. That is it. Look at These things, they are for real. This goal is for real. It's for real. Yes. Thank you very much. I'm going to wait till the end of the show and before I give it back to Enee.
Yeah, you have to ask him. A lot of people are like, as at the time you retired, to us you were young enough. Was it injury? Why? What? I mean, it was like.
Yes, that's a very good question. What made me retire early was a series of injuries I was having. I was not able to meet my potential. I felt that I could still win at home. I could still compete in Africa, but to do what Blessing Okabari is doing, winning in the world stage, I felt that there was a lot of restrictions. And then coming to think of it, then there was the financial crisis worldwide, and we weren't earning as much. I was earning almost a tenth of what I was earning 3 years earlier running a race. So I felt that if it's not going to pay the bills and I'm not winning, then I think it's time to call it quits.
Okay, it's your last word.
Yeah, my last word, congratulations. I mean, what you did is something that's going to remain there with Nigerians for life. I mean, it's so simple. The pedestrian is huge.
It's your last word. Yeah, Samsudin, we'll still get you back. When is the awards?
December.
Yeah. So we still have to look at various aspects of that awards.
Yes,
don't forget, it is Nigerian
Sports Legend.
Nigerian Sport Legend Award. Don't forget it. And then Enee, close this show. Close this show. What will you do?
Okay. Thank you for watching Channel Sports, and then. Ken, it's been nice being on the show with you.
Yes.
And my guests, Kayode and Samsudin. So till next week, keep watching the Gold Medal Show. Okay, I do not know. So I'll be here with you next week. Keep watching Channel Sports. And this is Enee-Efiok Udo-Obong, Olympic gold medalist, running the show today.
Yeah. The gold medal show.